Every day we see disturbing images from the war in Ukraine on TV, and children do as well. Parents may not know what to say to their kids about what's happening there and how it may potentially reach them here. Dr. Lewis Krause is the Chief of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry at Rush University Medical Center, and he joins us now with some advice. I think this is so necessary at this juncture. So many of us are having a hard time understanding this, but for kids, it's even worse. So let's break it down a little bit. When you look at the images of Ukraine, we are seeing children. We're seeing children dragging their little suitcases. We're seeing, in many cases, them saying goodbye to adult men, maybe their older brothers or their fathers. And I think kids have to think, could this happen to me? So what do we say?
You've even seen images of children that have died, which is so tragic. You know, the first thing I think that's most important is a lot of parents don't fully understand what's going on, and many are incredibly anxious. They don't know the meaning of what's going to happen in regards to their involvement. It could be as simple as, what about my trip to Europe next summer?
Right.
Or it could be as complicated as, is there going to be a draft? Is there going to be nuclear warfare? You know, how is this going to impact us? And you have to be very careful not to share that level of anxiety with your kids.
So let's break it down year by year, because clearly it's very different if you've got kids who are maybe in kindergarten asking questions and maybe early teens who are on social media and seeing things. So what do we say at what age?
Right. So, you know, some parents think it's best, gee, if the kids don't bring up anything, don't bring it up. Probably not the best of ideas. I think even with little kids, so little kids are going to be concrete. They're not going to understand the complexities of war, but there could be something that they see or something that they hear that could be scary. So as parents, you just want to check in with them. Gee, have you heard anything about what's going on in Europe? Have you heard anything? See if they have anything to say. You know, what do you understand is going on? You know, and with that, offer them a little bit of a stage and very simply, you know, tell them what's happening, if indeed they bring up something. And most important, tell them there's nothing to worry about.
Right.
Everything is safe, it's okay.
That reassurance is so important.
Unbelievable, and they are going to believe you as the parent more so than anybody else and anything they see. The other thing, and I'm going to say it in particular with the younger kids, all right, keep them away from television. At least be there and watch it, because, you know, you go from a typical kids show to suddenly there's an emergent whatever that's on TV, or they flip a channel and they see something that really they probably shouldn't be seeing.
And the problem is we're consuming it so much now, but you can't prevent those who have telephones. The social media, the clickbait stories about how it may even come to our area. If there are cyber attacks on our computers, on our electricity, those things can be quite disturbing.
You know, it's a funny thing. Kids that have access to social media, most of them look and go, I'm going to find a way around any of this. Most of these kids don't even think that somehow they're going to be able to control their social media. But I think you're right. The amount of information that comes in on social media, and a lot of it's distorted. I mean, the majority, one of the amazing things when you see all the different, you know, national stations, they're all consistent. They're all saying this on news. The talk shows are very different, and they can give very different and skewed perspectives that really can be confusing for kids. So as parents, especially with your middle school age kids and your high school kids, you have to be there to try to explain things to them. And it's not even a bad idea sometimes to sit with them and watch some of the news so that you can talk about it.
Well, and talking about it, I feel like it is a teaching moment, because you say, okay, there are bullies, and there is this idea of fighting for peace, which seems like an oxymoron, but somehow we have to describe that to our kids.
I think that, you know, for the high schoolers, the middle schoolers that watch some of the national news, they get an incredible sense of what's going on in the Ukraine, how the most senior people from the president down are fighting for their country and are staying there. And I think it has incredible meaning to them, and an understanding of how important it is to fight for peace and the importance of that.
And that global perspective of caring for other people, I think, is so important. Doctor, we could go on about this. I know there's so many tentacles to it. And when in doubt, reach out to a healthcare provider that may be able to help your children understand
No
this.
question. You know, for the rare child that becomes overwhelmed with this, fearful, perhaps fearful to go to school, anything like that, absolutely reach out to a mental health provider.
Especially coming off pandemic, where they have been struggling mentally anyway. Thank you so much, Dr. Kraus.
Thanks for having me.
Ben?